What's up everyone, Matt here from Etch Photography. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I have a review and a video for you that I've been wanting to do for now over a year. It's a review of the Shimoda Action X30 bag. Now I have been using this bag for, as I said, over a year now, and I've been using the Explore 40 and the Explore 60 before that. And I've seen a lot of reviews online about the bags, but they're usually maybe only a couple of weeks or a few months use. So I thought this is the best way for me to show you what I really love about the bag, what I don't like so much, and help you make an informed decision on whether you might want to buy the bag or integrate it into your workflow. Now, disclaimer, I am a Shimoda ambassador, however, they are not paying me to do this video. They don't even know I'm doing it, so I thought I can give you a pretty much unbiased review because either way, I like to use the best gear possible. I've looked all over the internet and talked to lots of other people who use different brands. I am very fortunate because I started on the f-stop bag. I've had all different brands of bags, and my friends have got different brands, so I've been on adventures with them and I've got to see the things that really work for them in terrible weather basically, and in long haul trips, and what didn't work so much. So I can pretty much give you a solid opinion across all different bags, and I've also taken this bag all around the world. It's been to Africa with me, it has been to Tonga, I've taken diving, it went to Antarctica with me this year, and it's something that I really feel strongly about because it's such a good bag. So first of all, a few things that I look for in a bag. Remember that these are things that personally I feel I need. You need to make a decision on whether it's the kind of bag for you and whether it suits you. But for me, when I'm an adventure photographer, I'm out all the time in really shit conditions, and often I'm carrying a lot of gear as well. So I need something that A, is comfortable, B, is modular, C, looks good because let's be honest, no one wants to wear something that looks shit on their back, D, it has to be weatherproof and has to be rugged and strong. Now, there are other brands on the market, as I said. I started with the f-stop Talopa and it was a great bag. I loved the color, it was bomb-proof, the materials were quite strong. However, I felt that it was a little bit too heavy and it didn't have the pocket systems that I wanted. I needed something a little bit different. So yeah, I ended up with a Shimoda, and I'll show you. So I started with this bag here first, and that was the Explore 40. It was a great bag. It was good because I could go on flights with it. I loved the color. The weatherproofing was really good. You may have seen my blog review of this bag where I actually took it canyoning and swam it across pools of water. It was a bit sketchy, but it actually held up quite well. The waterproofing in it is solid. It doesn't have as many pockets as I'd like, but I still end up taking this bag with me a few places. However, I find it does get replaced pretty much by the Action X bag. The only difference is it's got 3 liters more capacity and the color. So we'll get into that though. I like the color of this. So then I moved on to the Action X60. No, sorry. Then I moved on to the Explore 60. Now, this bag was something I wanted to be able to do overnight hikes on, and I actually took this one 2 weeks ago to a backcountry little trip because I can fit a lot more gear in there. And this one also is compliant on most planes. However, I did find when I went to Rwanda that because I was taking some small planes that it actually didn't fit, and because it's got the frame inside it, it doesn't squash down. But I took this to the Arctic. I've taken this to New Zealand and all different places like that, and it has been fine as my carry-on luggage. We'll get into this one again soon. But the bag of the hour is the Action X30. Now this is a bag that I got, yeah, as I said, a little over a year ago, and it has been fantastic. And I know I say that a lot in some other videos, but it really is. What Shimoda have done, they've listened to feedback from their customers and they've really integrated all of it into the R&D and design into this bag series that pretty much, for me, the Explore bags are a little bit obsolete. The only difference is obviously the size and the appearance, which could factor in why I would use that one. Okay, so let's get into it. Shimoda marketed this bag as being the one for all of their action kind of photographers, content creators, athletes. So think mountain biking, think I took a diving. People use this in their action kind of sports, adventure photography, and it really shows in the way it's been designed. So the bag itself, this one is the 30 litre, but it has the roll top expansion, so it adds another 7 litres. So it's pretty much as close to the Explore 40 as can be. And I actually find that because of the pockets, the way they're designed, I feel that I can fit actually more into this bag. So let's go over the different points that I really enjoyed about this bag. Okay, waterproofing. Now, waterproofing and ruggedness for an adventure bag is super, super important, especially for me because I go out and full days, maybe 8 to 10 hours out in the rain, and it needs to be weatherproof. Now, I was really impressed with the material of the Explore. As I said, I took it canyoning and it got drenched, and I was pushing it across the water and only minimal amounts of water came in. This one, the material is different. I felt that the material on the Explore, it felt soft and supple and it was nice, but it just didn't instill as much confidence as, say, the f-stop bag, which actually the material felt really, really strong. However, on the Action series, the material it feels different, it feels stronger. And what I really liked is on the base now, they've put this tougher material, which on the Explore series, they didn't have that. One of the gripes I did have on the Explorer series was that it has these drainage holes, and they've actually kept them on the Action series as well. And whilst they're not quite on the bottom, it still do, when I sit this into snow and things, water does actually seep in. So I don't actually like that design, but we'll get into that as well later. So yeah, waterproofness. I've taken this to New Zealand and it was raining pretty much the entire time, and the water didn't get in really at all, except on the very, very last day when it had just been soaked and soaked and soaked, and I hadn't re-waterproofed it before, so that's probably my fault. Now, these bags are not marketed as being waterproof. They're weather resistant, so if you want something waterproof, you need to get a proper dry bag that is meant for water activities. So it needs to be seam sealed and pretty much just a full membrane of waterproofness. However, these bags that deal with snow and rain, fine. So something I really noticed the difference in this bag and the Shimoda series of bags compared to some others in their waterproofness was the way that the pockets and zippers are designed to prevent pooling. Now, on the Explore series, they worked brilliantly, especially in the back compartment here. Okay, so when you can see, obviously the bag opens from here. However, on some other bags, particularly the Wanderer bag, and now this is not the Wanderer Adventure bag or whatever it's called, this is one of their other ones, their first one, they had this compartment came out a long way, so when it was sitting there in the snow, it used to build up there, and actually the water would pool on there and it would soak straight through the back, because this part is not waterproof on either of those bags. However, this is against your back, so it shouldn't really matter. I have drenched this and it hasn't been an issue. But yeah, the design, because it's a little bit shallower there, water doesn't pool. However, what I did find is the water does pool on the roll top. Now this can't really be helped. I know they put the roll tops on there to increase the waterproofness. However, I did find that water does pool in there, and it can be an issue over a long period of time, I would say. I love the zipper sealings on all of this. They feel really, really good. The zippers work brilliantly. I just have to always make sure as well that I try and keep the zippers down the bottom, so if water does sit on top, it doesn't go through. In terms of material toughness, adventure bags are designed to be as tough as possible, and this is why you spend so much money on them, because let's be honest, they're not cheap. I scrape this bag along the ground all the time on rocks and it has been fine. Actually, same with the Explore series. As I said, the material felt a little bit softer on the Explore, but still no cuts whatsoever. What I did notice is that when you do scrape this along some rocks or against a tree or something, you will get some discoloration and marking. It's probably a bit difficult to see, but some scratches along the material that actually makes it look a little bit lighter. However, I found that once I re-waterproofed it, those went away. So yeah, no issues so far there. Okay, next thing, modularity. Now, there are a few other bags out there like the F-stop, which has the same kind of design with the ICU or the inserts that go inside the bag. And for me, that is a must, because I need to be able to take things in and out of the bag depending on what job or where I'm going, or maybe I want to put extra clothing in there and I want to take one of the inserts out. So the ability of having everything work together that is tailor-made for the bag is pivotal. Now, I know the Atlas bags are quite good as well, I hear. However, I know that they have a permanent setup inside, so great for camera use, but possibly not if you want to be able to stick more gear in there. So I have multiple different inserts, but what I have in there at the moment is the medium version 2 insert. Now, this bag here, this is just a rain cover from one of my other bags that I've decided to put around the insert. A, to stop things from falling out, and B, just to stop some rain coming in when I open the bag, or if I leave it open, because I work in some dusty and sandy environments too. So I kind of just put that around there. I also have a small insert. Now this thing, I tell everyone about this because it is phenomenal. This little one here can pull out, and I actually can fit my drone inside here, two extra batteries underneath, my controller, which is here, goes in the side. And because it's got this cool little carrying case, not only do things not fall out when it's in the bag, but if I want to go off and drone but I don't want to take my full bag, I literally pull this out, put the strap on, walk off. It's just been incredible. I wish my other bags had that before. So then you can see there's actually quite a fair bit of room in here with that insert. And in this insert, I can fit a lot. So I'll either take, now I'm shooting with Olympus, so I do have smaller lenses and bodies. However, it means I can take two bodies usually, and anywhere from the equivalent of 14mm on a 35mm camera, all the way up to, with that teleconverter with this big one, I can fit in there up to 1200mm, and that fits in here, two bodies. I can take my wide, a standard zoom, and one prime, and that all fits in this insert. So it's pretty good, as well as the drone. So that slides back in here. Now, Shimoda say that the large insert isn't meant for this. You can get it in there, but I don't recommend it. Keep the medium in there. It has a side pocket opening, this one as well. So if you want to sling your bag and unzip it, but to be honest, I have never used that. Whatever. The inserts in here, this is one of the things I do but don't like about the bags, is the use of a laptop slide. Now you can fit a 15-inch. I have a 2018 MacBook Pro here. And when I travel, it does slide in here perfectly. I would actually put, and I'm going to get a skin for the laptop, because when you close it, you have to be a bit careful. The zipper can actually, if you're not careful, scratch the side of the laptop. So, not a deal breaker, but it's something that I will have to adjust later on. Okay, so otherwise when I'm going out traveling, maybe in the backcountry, I'll put my map in here and compass, and it fits in there nicely. Okay, so with the inserts, one of the things I did like about the f-stop that Shimoda didn't include is the little Velcro straps that came with the inserts that fold over, and that's to stop things from falling out. I really wish that Shimoda had those. I mean, it's not a huge thing, but they're a nice little feature that is quite handy. So I actually stole them off my f-stop one, put them in there. So that aside, let's go to sizing. Now, the straps and everything on this bag have been vastly improved from the Explore series. So let's put this one here. Okay, let's have a look here. One of the greatest things I liked about the Shimoda was their straps. They're wider, they're quite tough, but basically because they're wider, and that they have some of the pockets on the side here that are really useful for little things like phones and radios, lip balm. And these ones were a little bit too small. You could just fit, where is my phone? You could just fit a phone into here. However, it gets damaged a bit. So what Shimoda has done in their newest bag is they've created a pocket that also comes out really wide. So now the phone literally drops in there. There's so much space in there, it's ridiculous. And on the other side, phone can just fit in there. Now that's the Oppo Find X2 Pro, and that fits in there nicely. And it's also padded. So what I did find though is sometimes, because these zippers aren't seam sealed, so they will let water in there. We have destroyed a radio before. You have been warned. Now the straps, as I said, are super comfortable. They're really, really wide across the chest here, so they help secure the bag a bit more. They are adjustable for different size torsos, which is really, really good. It's got the general straps that you'll find everywhere else. A thing that I did really like as well is you can fit the Peak Design capture clip on there. Now that has been awesome. You can actually fit it up the top here too, but I like to have it down here near the chest. And it works really well. Something that I just use all the time. Some of the straps I've seen on other bags too weren't the best around the hip. Now, anyone who knows when they're buying an adventure bag, you should have all of your weight on your hips. Okay, so you need really good hip straps. Now these ones are actually removable by Velcro in here. I've not done it because I just don't need to. You've got some lash straps here, which I find really, really handy. For walking, actually, I tend to put my thumbs in there, and especially when I'm tired. Another little thing is I like these little pockets. They're useful for putting your snack bar wrappers in, because everyone should be taking their rubbish out. Oh, there's some chocolate wrapper. So, straps, fantastic. We've got a lot of different lash points around here, which I think are really awesome. One of the things that I didn't like on the Explore series was the side pockets. Now, I can't even find it. Where's the side pocket? This side. This one had the tripod holder here. However, the strap that came around in the buckle wasn't that good, and I've actually, the little buckle here, I didn't find all that resilient because it snapped. I bumped into a wall or a rock or something and it just broke. However, on the Action series, they've now got two side pockets with this water bottle holder or tripod holder that can unclip and then literally stuff in the side and away. What I also love is they've integrated these straps for like skis that are actually super, super tough and grippy, and that actually holds the tripod or the water bottle in much better. So these are on either side. Huge improvement over the last one. Okay, so the roll top, an extra 7 litres also up here apparently. What I do like is you can fit so much stuff in here. I mean, look how tall that is. It's huge. You can fit heaps of gear inside. I have a small little insert in here. This has also been something that I use all the time because I can put all my batteries, memory cards, audio recorder, filters, everything fits in there. It's got a carry case, I can see inside it. And the way with everything with Shimoda is they build it exactly to size to fit in all their bags to be modular. So this fits perfectly inside the top. So let's have a look in here. The top, this is going to be a bit tricky to show you, but it has a removable liner. Now the liner means that you can stuff it down the front, so there's a pocket that goes inside. This will go on top, and you've got plenty of room inside. Roll things down 3 times, clip it over. It's just been so good to be able to have a bag that can roll down to nothing or to expand for everything. So I think that I would like the 50 litre version, or even the 70, which would be great. My friend bought the 50 off me, and we took it on our backcountry trip and he absolutely loved it. It can fit just that little bit extra amount of gear in there. And I did notice on the 50, because this was a pre-production model as well, they have changed some of the aesthetics of it. This part here is actually a different material, and there's just a few little different things, but nothing major. So onto the front pocket. This one fits a ton of stuff in there. It also has a few little different inserts inside as well. I actually don't know what that one's for. I feel like an umbrella or something. It has the bladder pocket, which we'll get into in a minute, and it has these great little semi-clear areas here. I put, I don't know, it's in there now, business card, Allen key, and a little clip, a loop here that we'll talk about in a minute as well. So that's basically it for the pockets. Another great addition is the use of, the addition of a handle on the side. Bags are thrown around all the time and laying down. I don't want to have to always be picking it up by this one. It's easier, especially when the bags are heavy, to pass it up rocky cliffs, when you're strapping the bag to something, or in and out of the car, to actually use the side handle like a briefcase. So just little things like that, I feel make the bags a really, really good buy. They've definitely upgraded the clips. They feel a lot stronger. Super quick and easy to undo. I use sand in there from the sand dunes. One of the things when you're using these in the winter, especially in snow sports, is that your hands cannot move really, really well because they're so cold, and you usually have big gloves on. So you need to be able to, with a gloved hand, actually just remove a buckle, and it's so easy to do. You just literally press it and it'll undo. Again, small little things that make a really big difference. It's got just your little lash points here for trekking poles or ski poles. Again, I don't really use it. I have put my trekking poles there, but hasn't been something that is really important to me. All right, so on to the things that I don't like. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest, there aren't a huge amount of things that I don't like, but one of them in particular kind of bugs me, because when we're going out on big trips, or if I'm carrying a lot of weight, I really notice this, and it's actually a little bit fatiguing. Now, generally it's not too bad for daily use, or if I'm carrying just a 3/4 full bag, but overnight kind of trips or something where I'm carrying a lot of gear, I do notice this, especially in summer. Now, the reason why I say this in summer is I have a size 30 waist. I'm only a small person, and as I said before, you need to have the hip straps tight, because that's where you want the majority of your weight sitting. Otherwise you get sore back, sore shoulders. Now the bag's really well designed. It's got a frame inside to keep things more rigid. However, what I've found is these straps, when put around my waist, as they sit really nicely, they've got a nice gap here that your hip bone fits into as well. However, I'm a little too skinny, so when this is fully done up, there's actually still a little bit of space in here between the straps and my hips. When you're carrying a bag like this, you want the weight, the heaviest part, closest to your back. Any weight that's at the front, or away from your back, sorry, especially like a 2-litre water bladder, that's 2 kilos extra, will actually put pressure on your back to lean back. So unfortunately with the design of the bag, because is accessed from the rear. You can't put your water bladder in there. So the water bladder goes at the front. Now, what I do like is that there's plenty of space here for the bladder to go in. There's a sleeve here, but what I don't like is if your water bladder doesn't have a clip, I have to put, it will fall down. So you need to have a clip that clips in here. Now I have, no, I don't know where it is. I usually put a carabiner that attaches to my water bladder and it sits in there. But what happens then is the weight of the water bladder starts to pull the bag down like this, and it can make it extremely difficult to try and do the zip up because the bag is getting pulled here. I deal with it, but on longer trips that can be a bit of an issue. And then the water bladder hose feeds through here, comes out the back. I feed it through this loop here, this loop here, which is an elastic loop, and then you can put the valve inside here. So other than that, it's not too bad, but something to consider. But that's really about it for things that I don't like about the bag. It has been an excellent bag overall. As I said, I've taken it all around the world. I've been able to strap my giant dive fins to the front of this wetsuit, weights to the side. Incredible when you're taking it mountain biking, any form of hiking, especially just day hikes. As I said, I can fit so much of my camera gear in here, being micro 4/3, and the ability to put my drone in there as well and be able to pull it out is phenomenal. To be able to have the 50 as well, which is carry-on legal. I haven't actually taken it on, but it measures to be legal, so that is amazing. That's probably the bag that I'll look at getting next, or even the largest 70 version, so I can fit the Blackmagic, which is sitting in here, and probably the gimbal as well for some adventure trips. But for 99% of the use, this bag is something that you should seriously consider looking into. I don't think that there's anything like it, especially in this size, on the market. I know Wondroid and F-Stop and that do have bags out there, but if you can afford it, these are the premium bags along with those other brands I just mentioned. And in the end, if you're a professional and you're going into these really horrible conditions and you've got expensive gear, why wouldn't you spend a lot of money to put it inside something that's functional, that works well, that is super protective, looks good, and you know with confidence that it will keep your gear protected. So that's pretty much it for me. I will leave links in the description below, 10% off if you would like to purchase this bag from America or anywhere in Europe and Asia, and also 10% off if you would like to purchase it from Australia. But if you don't want to and don't like the bag, then that's totally fine with me as well. Maybe drop a comment in the comments below and let me know why, or if you have any more concerns about what can fit in here, I'm more than happy to answer. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.